Yeah.
Where do you want to be?
So Mike and Mark will be there, I will be here, and then you all can sit up top.
Really good touch.
Good evening. It's my privilege and pleasure to welcome all of you to Oyster River High School's graduation ceremony for the class of 2021. Welcome, family, friends, faculty and staff, Superintendent Morris, Assistant Superintendent Allen, Superintendent Moulis, School Board Chairperson Michael Williams, school board members, and the class of 2021. On this day of celebration, I would also like to acknowledge all those who could not be here with us this evening. We will have them in our minds and in our hearts as we move forward with this commencement ceremony. Throughout my life, I've participated in endurance competitions. There's much preparation that goes into competing as an endurance athlete, as many of you know. There's training, nutrition, mental readiness, and sheer determination just to reach your goal. Training doesn't stop because of rain or snow, and when obstacles present themselves, you work through them with drive and determination. Sometimes you have to work very hard with what feels like very little reward, and some days you don't see how all the training will pay off and exhaustion can even set in. Sometimes you even question yourself, why am I doing this? But that drive and that determination to see yourself cross that finish line and the belief in yourself to achieve your goal motivates you. And day after day, you push yourself, reaching small victories along the way. Well, when I look out at the class of 2021, I see academic marathoners. You have trained every day. You have persevered through obstacles both collectively and personally. You've pushed yourself to get up every day and work hard. You've relished in your victories, big and small. And along the way, sometimes you've worked very, very hard and felt like there was very little reward. At the beginning of your academic marathon, you're excited and energized, and I'm sure some of our guests here today remember your first day of school, outfit picked out and your bag packed with markers and crayons and notebooks. Your first day of school picture was taken, and believe it or not, those adults were probably more nervous than you were. Year after year, you progressed through many experiences in your academic marathon. Some exhaustion may have even set in. New challenges presented themselves, and your fans on the sidelines and in the bleachers today cheered you on. Then it happens. You're in the last part of the race. You feel some anxiety around finishing. You may even hit a wall and feel like it's just too much, but you pushed yourself. And you pushed yourself through these last few miles. They kind of felt like dog years these last 2 years. But you pushed yourself and you got into the zone. And before you knew it, you turned the corner. And you're here today. And this is your finish line. And so comes the moment of bliss. Your diploma awaits you. The crowd is here to cheer you on. And you've made it. And I am so lucky to be here today to begin this ceremony with all of you. And I hope that when you walk across this stage today and you cross that finish line, you hold that diploma high in the air and you feel pride in your accomplishments. You have all persevered through so much, and we are all so very proud of you. At this time, I ask that you rise and welcome your class president, Ella Giannino, to salute our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Good afternoon. How amazing is it that we're all here together on this beautiful day out in the fresh air. My name is Ella Janino, and as the president of the class of 2021, I'd like to extend a very warm welcome to the faculty, staff, students, and family that are joining us today, in person and tuning in virtually. We are so lucky to be here for so many reasons. I'd like to start by promising not to use any of the following words: unprecedented, pivot, resilient, new normal, and perhaps most importantly, coronavirus. I think we're all in agreement that the use of these words has been the only constant throughout this past year, and we'd be happy if they were never uttered again. However, there is one word that stands out among the rest, one that we've heard more this year than any other senior class. The word is no. No is a tough pill to swallow on a couple of levels. It's heartbreaking for the teachers, parents, and administrators to say when they want, more than anything, to say yes. And as we know intimately, it's even more difficult to hear. Over and over, each what if or maybe turning swiftly into that two-letter word that we've grown so painfully accustomed to. We've heard it in response to Spirit Week, to being in the senior corps, to a traditional prom, to normalcy. No causes us to flee the seeming impossibility of the present and take refuge in our dreams for the future, stealing our ability to live in the moment. But the thing about hearing no is that it makes the rare yes so much sweeter. Yes, we can have a gala. Yes, we can have sports seasons. Shout out to the boys' soccer, unified volleyball, and swimming and diving for state champs, and of course to the girls' soccer team for our classic quarterfinal run. At least we're consistent. And, of course, the best yes of all, the fact that, yes, we can be here together today for an in-person ceremony. Yes, we can gather one last time as the class of 2021, showing that no matter how many no's this year has thrown at us, we won. Defying the odds, we won because we're here. We're leaving the high school as an outstanding graduating class with such bright futures ahead of us. The truth is, we are, as a class, so much more than what we've experienced since last March. Each one of us has our own unique story at Oyster River, and today I would love to take a moment to recognize that. We're athletes. We're actors and artists. We're super fans and student leaders. We're daring dreamers and doers. Those of us who paid attention in Essentials in English will appreciate the alliteration. It's really been an honor to represent this extraordinary group of people as your class president these past 4 years. I've loved every time I've been called Madam President, Presidente, the Prez, not because of the title, but because of what it stands for, representing all of you and helping to make the most out of every day here. You might think that I have it all together, but it definitely hasn't always been such a serious and professional position. Thursday, April 8th, 5:39 p.m., Bella Crocco's house. Our game of Senior Assassin was in full swing. Intel had informed me that she would be home soon, so I strategically positioned myself by her garage, my finger on the trigger of my water gun, feeling very 007. If only I had known that this moment would end badly for me, I would have gotten the hell out of Dodge. But hindsight is 2020. Ethan Wilson came sprinting up behind me, firing his super soaker like his life depended on it. A beautifully executed assassination. Tragic, but beautiful. This is senior year at Oyster River. It's getting lasered with a water gun in somebody's backyard. Little snapshots of carefree laughter in the aftermath of a joke that teachers may or may not raise an eyebrow at. Super competitive games of Kahoot, which I would know absolutely nothing about. Swapping smiles in the hallways, even if it's just with your eyes above a mask. And screaming until Mr. Lathrop begs you to stop at the boys' soccer championship. I'm sorry, Mr. Lathrop. It's the quiet, personal moments, like driving around, listening to music that makes us think about growing up, remembering freshman, sophomore, junior years, every embarrassing, precious moment that made us the people we are today. I'd like to ask you now, while I hopefully have your attention, to be present in this moment. It's exciting to think about our plans for the fall, about the beach trips we have planned for the summer, even what we'll do an hour from now. But let's forget about all that for a moment and revel in the fact that this is our graduation, our time. No matter what path you chose here at Oyster River, we're all being celebrated here today. We should all be so proud of every second of the last 4 years and really soak up this moment knowing that our hard work and dedication put us here. So just take a moment to ground ourselves, look around at our classmates, at our families in the bleachers, and enjoy this while we can. Thank you so much, Oyster River. It's been an honor.
I would like to invite Madeline Blandini to come to the podium. Please rise as she sings the National Anthem.
Oh, say, can you see by the dawn's early light what so proudly we hailed at the twilight's last gleaming, whose broad stripes and bright stars through the perilous fight o'er the ramparts we watched were so gallantly streaming, and the rockets' red glare, the bombs bursting in air, gave proof through the night that our flag was still there. Oh, say does that star-spangled banner yet wave o'er the lands of the free and the home of the brave.
The class of 2021 Valedictorian is an accomplished academic. He was selected as the recipient of the Yale Book Award and is a member of both the National Honor Society and Spanish Honor Society. He is recognized as a New Hampshire scholar with both a STEM and arts emphasis. A founding member of the Oyster River High School Academic Support Center, he provided peer-based tutoring for fellow students and is a cellist in the string orchestra. He earned a second place finish for his National History Day project on the Stonewall riots and went on to compete at the national level. He is a committed steward of the environment and finds joy in helping others. He has been able to marry these passions as a counselor for the Coyote Club Wildlife Education Program, as well as volunteering time to assist with the maintenance of various community gardens. He prides himself on his out-of-the-box thinking and hopes to foster this trait in life after high school. He will be attending the University of New Hampshire, where he plans to attend the College of Life Sciences and Agriculture to combine his interest in art and the environment. Congratulations to the class of 2021 valedictorian, Aaron Hogue.
Hey! Some of you may know me and some of you might not. It's really okay either way though, because I've usually been on the quieter side in school. While my family might say I talk a decent bit at home, I'm never the one in a classroom to always be raising my hand or volunteering to read anything out loud. Would you look at me now? Anyways, this quietness could easily be mistaken for a lack of engagement or interest, but I truly am always listening. As a part of the school's orchestra, I've really had to hone in on this seemingly simple skill of listening. Playing the cello is one thing, but playing the cello with a bunch of other cellists and 3 other groups of different instrumentalists is an entirely separate skill set. I have to be actively listening to every part of the orchestra in order to adjust my volume, sound, style accordingly. If I don't try to listen to the violin section across the stage, there's no way of knowing if I'm drowning out their melody. These are the explicit realizations I gained from being a part of the orchestra, but I'd like to thank my wonderful orchestra teacher, Mrs. Von Oyen. Because she introduced me to the more subtle ways you need to listen to the orchestra, not only as a musical group, but as a community. Mrs. Von Oyen assigned a project that focused on diversity in the classical music community, given that there really isn't much. I focused my research on the lovely Tona Brown, who is not only the first African-American transgender woman to play for an American president, but the first transgender woman to play at the prestigious Carnegie Hall. I was so intrigued by the research I conducted on Tona's life that I decided to reach out to her personally. Through a few email exchanges, we arranged a time for me to interview her over Zoom, and I say interview lightly because it was more of a conversation where we talked about what it meant for her to have this intersectional identity in the world of classical music. Rather than sticking to my planned questions to get the answers I wanted to hear, I focused solely on listening to everything Tona wanted to share with me. She talked about her struggles in the world of classical music that I haven't and will never experience as a musician because of my own identity. I learned about biases and systemic inequalities even beyond the scope of classical music that I never would have known existed if not for listening to Tona, because they aren't a part of my life. As we all know, there are so many aspects of our identities that influence whether certain experiences are or are not a part of our lives. Only when I was asked to map out my identity in my sophomore year social studies class did I realize how unique it was. All of us sitting here today have such unique identities, and that's why it's so important for us all to listen to each other. We could all gain perspective from talking to anybody here. I could tell you about what it means to be a brother, an artist, a gluten-free individual, and of course, a white man. I have to recognize being a white man is a major part of my identity because it's a visible attribute that gives me a lot of privilege. I recognize that I've grown up with so many resources readily available that have helped me get to this spot. I was able to stay dedicated to school and excel in my education because I didn't have to do things like work a job to support my family or worry about opportunities for people like me in any field I wanted to pursue or even supplement the quality of my high school education. Oyster River is a wonderful, generous community, and it's a big but, it can't be denied that it's a generally privileged community. We have so many great resources in this school and in our personal lives, and that's something to celebrate, but we have to remember that a lot of people outside of our community don't have these same advantages. I'd like to remind everyone that it's especially important for us all to listen outside of our community and outside of what we know. There are so many inequalities in our world that should be fixed, but won't be fixed until we all acknowledge them. For us all to acknowledge these problems, we have to listen to new types of people, hear their stories, and invite their perspectives into our own lens. There should be no more rose-tinted glasses. During our enlightening conversation, Tona told me that, and I quote, one of the things that's good about one of the things that's good about doing the type of work you're doing, getting the feedback, talking to different people, doing research, and being what we call woke, is that you're not as shocked when the situation happens. You're just like, this doesn't make any sense, and it does anger you and does make you feel disheartened, but you have to realize that no one can stop you when you have a focus and a goal. Essentially, what Tona helped me to understand is that we can't rely on others to educate us and expand our perspective. Rather, we have to pursue knowledge. Once we have the knowledge, we can use whatever resources we have to make a change. So much change needs to be made in this world and in our country to address long-running inequalities, and now that's up to all of us. Class of 2021, we all have the power to make change. ORHS River has taught us how to listen, and now we're receiving an incredible resource, a high school diploma. No matter the paths we pursue, I hope that we all use this resource as a tool to make change. The first step to all of this is that we have to listen to each other and listen to the world. Get uncomfortable. If you don't listen to unfamiliar voices, there's no way of knowing if you're drowning out what they have to say. If you have the privilege to be heard, choose to amplify the voices of those without the same privilege. In the words of the late activist, Marsha Pay It No Mind Johnson, we're all in this rat race together. Thank you.
The class of 2021 Valedictorian is a talented scholar. She was the recipient of the Harvard Book Award and is a member of both the National Honor Society and the French Honor Society. She is recognized as a New Hampshire scholar with a STEM emphasis. She has pursued her athletic and volunteer endeavors with the same energy, enthusiasm, skill, and pride as her academics. She has been a member of the varsity soccer team for all 4 years. Her leadership is evident as she took on the role of captain in both her junior and senior year. Additionally, she was recognized as part of the All-State team. Her volunteer work has been both broad and extensive, particularly with her involvement with the End 68 Hours of Hunger program. She is always willing to lend a hand and does so with graciousness and a smile. She has a deep love of math and a desire to help others. She will be attending Purdue University's engineering program to pursue a career as a biomedical engineer. Congratulations to the 2021 Valedictorian, Calla Tucker.
Thank you, Ms. Philippone. Hello, everyone. My name is Calla Tucker, and I am this year's salutatorian. Now, before I get started, I want to hear a quick woohoo from the seniors. Let's see you guys. Come on! Woo! I want to thank everyone for being here tonight. It means a lot to see classmates, teachers, friends, parents, and other family members. Thank you to the administration, staff, and Ms. Philippone for all their work in making this ceremony and many others throughout the year happen. And I wish Ms. Philippone the best of luck in her future position as assistant superintendent. Thank you all. I know I personally would not have been as successful without the support of those around me during these last 4 years. Now, when I was told I needed to write a speech for today, the first thing I did was Google how to pronounce salutatorian, because I realized I had been pronouncing it wrong. I had always said salutatorian like valedictorian,
so I would say Valedictorian, which was basically my math brain attempting to do English and subtract a V from valedictorian and add an S. However, I realized recently that I wasn't alone in my mispronunciation when I went to my cousin's house and was called the Salad-itorian multiple times. Sadly, I am not up here today for making the second best salad, although I can make a pretty great Caesar. So when I was looking for inspiration on how to actually write this speech today, one website said to quote the greats. And to me, no one is greater than scholar Ferris Bueller from the movie Ferris Bueller's Day Off. I know we all secretly wished our senior skip day was as great as Ferris Bueller's. At the beginning of the movie, Ferris's girlfriend asks what their plans are for today. And Ferris says, "The question isn't what are we going to do? The question is what aren't we going to do?" When it comes to our future lives, I agree with Ferris. Go ahead and try everything you've ever dreamed. And don't be held back because you're afraid of making a mistake. I found with myself, and I know many of you have found too, that we can put a lot of pressure on ourselves. Many of us, before high school, didn't know what a bad grade was, and felt that if we ever got one, that it would dampen our high school experience. However, during my freshman year, Mr. Garman, my Essentials of English teacher, helped me change my perspective. In his class, I got my first bad test grade in high school. I was quite upset because I believed that one mistake was going to make or break my high school academic experience. Seeing this, Mr. Garman pulled me aside after class and basically said, "Calla, chill." He explained to me how making mistakes in high school was perfectly acceptable, and was, in fact, even expected. He told me that what mattered wasn't if you make a mistake, but how you came back from it. His advice allowed me to enjoy high school more than I thought I would be able to. This was a message that I carried with me throughout high school, and helped me to keep working to improve, even if I wasn't fully satisfied with the result I got. I wanted to share this message with you all today, because with this graduation, we are all entering new territory and will learn many new things. It's okay to make a mistake, because that is the best way to learn something new. Take everything in stride, because we all have the potential to be successful in the future. I know there is no limit to what this class can achieve. However, as we all move into the future, remember, in the words of Ferris Bueller, that life moves pretty fast, and if you don't stop and look around once in a while, you could miss it. We are a high-achieving class, so dive into life. Don't be afraid to make a mistake. It's okay. Tough times test character, and how you respond to a mistake is what matters. If you keep moving forward, you might be surprised at how much you learn from mistakes and enjoy the process of learning something new. So, I am now closing my speech, and real quick, just to get everyone moving again, I want to get one more. Let's crush it, class of 2021! Woo! Thank you, everyone.
At this time, I would like to recognize the seniors who have earned the distinction of being a New Hampshire Scholar. The New Hampshire Scholars the New Hampshire Scholar Initiative is an effort to encourage and motivate all high school students to complete a defined, rigorous academic course of study that prepares them for successful transition to college or university coursework or vocational and technical training necessary to enter today's competitive job market. I ask that the students stand when you hear the category in which you earned your distinction. Distinction in career. Please stand. Distinction in art. Please stand. Distinction in STEM. Please stand. Distinction in STEAM or STEM and art. Please stand. and distinction in original. Please stand. At this time, I'd like to invite to the podium Tessa Lipman, Vice President of the class, to present the class gift.
Good afternoon. For those of you that don't know me, my name is Tessa Lipman, and I am the Vice President of the senior class of 2021. It is my great honor today to announce our senior gift. This year, we chose to donate the remainder of our class funds to the Jimmy Fund. Our goal was to make sure that as many students as possible were able to join us on fields just like this one all across the country. Childhood cancer has affected so many people here today in one way or another, and we want to honor those that have lost children, siblings, friends too soon. As we graduate today, I want everyone to remember how privileged we are and use the life we have to fight for our beliefs, push for change, and support those who need it. Thank you and congratulations, class of 2021.
And now the moment you've all been waiting for. It is my honor and pleasure to begin awarding diplomas to the class of 2021. Oh, I apologize. First, we have to do the Special Faculty Award. I think a page was missing in my book, which I apologize for. So we have 3 faculty members coming up to present the gift. I almost forgot.
Good evening. I'm John Monahan, English Department. The Special Faculty Award is given to a senior who has demonstrated leadership and a commitment to service to the school community. The award recognizes an individual who is honest, loyal, and dedicated to others before self. The individual is often a behind-the-scenes person. A student nominated for the Special Faculty Award has made a special contribution to the school, is a character role model, is selfless, is a kind person, is internally motivated. This award is not given every year. This award must be decided by faculty acclamation and overwhelming affirmation. This year we have 3 recipients of the Special Faculty Award. And in a year, make it a year and a half, where visibility has been nearly impossible, these deserving individuals really had to go the extra mile to reach unreal levels of ubiquity and contact with the school and community at large. The trick to announcing the Special Faculty Award is to delay the big reveal for as long as possible, saving the clinching identity testimony for later in the remarks, which seems easy enough, while including the affirmations of a wide array of the Oyster River community. Keeping this list to a manageable number is not at all easy. Let's start with social studies teacher Dave Hawley, who says, "She is one of those rare students whose intellect is wonderfully paired with not only a gift for expressing it clearly, but she also does it in a way that shows a deep commitment to civic engagement and justice." English and journalism teacher Sean Kelly adds, "She has poise, asks great questions, cares about her community, and wants to learn." Imagine that. Whether it's through her reporting for Mouth of the River, her position on the school board, or her self-directed podcast, What in the World, she models some of the best traits of an Oyster River student and community member. Well, I guess the big reveal is out of the way for this one. When asked to comment about Megan Dean's extraordinary performance as a student representative to the Oyster River School Board, many teachers and community members marveled at how Megan revolutionized the position. World language teacher Leslie Ayers spoke for many when she said, "I'm impressed by how well-spoken and involved she's been during her tenure as a school board rep. I appreciate her hearing her opinions and suggestions as they often challenge the status quo and bring light to what is truly important in our students' and communities' lives." Superintendent Jim Morse took the sentiment a step further when he said, "Megan brought more than a student's view to the board. It was as if she were elected by more than her school peers. It felt like she was elected by the community at large. She changed the direction of conversation among adults by providing unique experience and insight, creative solutions, and she won over her fellow board members through keen insight, wit, strength, and logical argument. She is not the leader of tomorrow. Megan is the leader for today." For these reasons and countless more, it is my sincere privilege to award a special faculty award to Megan Dean. Oh, sure.
Good evening. My name is Celeste Best, and I am a science teacher here at Oyster River. In psychology, there's a concept known as the self-fulfilling prophecy. The basic idea is that if you are told something enough, you begin to believe it is true. With that in mind, let's go back to elementary school. Whether it was Mastway, Mohermit, BES, or another school, think about that time. Learning to read, write, our favorite math facts, and let's not forget recess. For the recipient of this special faculty award, that time was frustrating. Reading was hard. The letters on the page just did not make sense. This is a critical moment in time. This student could have followed the path of that self-fulfilling prophecy and believed that they didn't have the ability to learn. But luckily for us, they did not. They believed in themselves, and with the help of their teachers and family, they found their strength to persevere. The students' elementary teachers used descriptions such as gentle spirit, contagious laughter, and a love of life, but at the same time, serious and earnest, with a kind heart willing to help anyone. Now fast forward to right here and these past 4 years. The adjectives used to describe the student are the same, but their character, leadership, and willingness to help others has been amplified by the experiences of the past 12 years. Mrs. Van Oyen talks about how this student lights up every room they enter and gives of themselves without hesitation. She says that they taught her to be proud of herself the way she is. Mr. Bromley and Mrs. Wainwright talk about how this student is incredibly inclusive of others, especially younger students. They are always welcoming and encouraging on the field, on the stage, and in the classroom. The student is a great role model for her peers, never giving up in the face of adversity, keeping that prophecy quiet. Mrs. Hughes has had the opportunity to work with this student in a mentorship program. The focus of this program is to help younger students gain self-advocacy skills. She describes this student's ability to connect with others as easy, making their interactions open, honest, and focused on real-life challenges and triumphs. There are dozens of other examples from faculty about how the recipient of this award has helped their peers, but the same number of examples exist about how this student has helped faculty. Mrs. Van Dyke explains that this student was always willing to help her navigate ways for everyone to be more successful with technology. Mrs. Yasevich recalls when we shifted models in March, this student volunteered to sit with teachers and troubleshoot the world of concurrent teaching. so that the experiences for all were the best they could be. The recipient of this award has always worked behind the scenes to create learning spaces that were warm, welcome, and accessible for all. It is hard for all of us to understand and openly talk about our weaknesses. We want to be like everyone else, fit in and be accepted. That's human nature. Those weaknesses and struggles, however, are what help to define and build our character. The recipient of this award wrote a powerful speech in debate that discussed how they felt that their struggles did not define them, that self-fulfilling prophecy would not be listened to. Mrs. Sullivan described how powerful this was and how the speech exemplified the students' strength of character. Mrs. Milliken and Mr. Reeves have wonderful examples of how this award winner helped and supported them. Mrs. Milliken recalled a random act of kindness where the recipient sent her a simple email after a very tense prom meeting to simply let her know that she, as the teacher, was supported and to tell her how much her efforts were appreciated and recognized. For Mr. Reeves, apparently this student presented him with a water cannon to encourage team members to get into the pool quickly. The student did not realize that they were not immune to the gift, and upon being late to practice one day received the full benefits of the water cannon. In Mr. Reeves' words, this student's personality will be impossible to replace. Now, it is my turn. I first met this student as an 8th grader at her sister's science presentation. And without missing a beat, introductions were made and the declaration of, "I am in your biology class next year," was bestowed. We have laughed together, cried together, which I am desperately trying not to do right now, and been completely frustrated together. There may or may not have been a recent round of karaoke in a Tesla. I will always deny such event occurred. I am a better teacher and person because of this student, and I am so very thankful that she did not listen to that prophecy and would not allow the struggles of earlier years define her. I want to end with the words of a faculty member that I hold great respect for, and he said it perfectly. This student is the type of young lady that a parent would want her daughter to grow up to be. A decent, kind, thoughtful, friendly, considerate, and hardworking person. It is my great honor to present, on behalf of the faculty, this special faculty award to Margaret Annalee Sperry. These are both for you.
There is one more. I'm Marika Yatsevich. I am an English teacher here. And you'll find out in a second that I also coach Ultimate Frisbee. In Ultimate Frisbee, there are no referees, even at the professional level. The players make their own calls. And in fact, the official rules include a section called the spirit of the game. It fosters something cool, a kind of community environment that thrives on play. Spirit of the game requires players to actively learn the game, to play honestly, to curb excessive aggression, to communicate with respect, to resolve conflict through dialogue, and to take personal responsibility for playing with a sense of inclusiveness that facilitates the joy of the game for all. I see a parallel between the idea for our Special Faculty Award and this. The Special Faculty Award exists to honor the contributions of a graduate who embodies something we've started to describe as a vision of a graduate. A person who is aware of themselves, aware of others, and then actively shares their knowledge, talent, and character while we're all here trying to come together as a whole the best we can. The person we're going to talk about now fully committed to all facets of their life here at Oyster River. The consistent engagement was contagious, fun, and genuine. Alex Satterfield, who runs our Unified Athletics program, described this person as someone who learns how others have their own way of being and then adjusts for their needs to help facilitate their participation, success, and joy. A verb that came up frequently was recruits. This person is known for bringing people together so that they can form bonds with each other. This is how you create a healthy and thriving community. That's the spirit of the game. Esty echoed this idea when she said that the perfect t-shirt for this person would read "All are invited." She also said that this person maximizes all their experiences. Maybe that's why this person set a record by taking out more books from the library than any other student and reading them. This maximization, especially this year, was not only awesome, it was vital. Mr. Quaglieri and numerous others made the point that this person never contributes to draw attention to themselves, but nonetheless, they're always at the heart of a lot of what we're doing here together. From showing up camera on in advisory, working to excel in classes, volunteering with NHS, facilitating successful experiences in unified athletics, entertaining us on ORTV, and my favorite, bringing the joy, ultimate Frisbee. We've all gotten a little bit smarter, more focused, and happier with him around. He would literally and figuratively prepare plates for people and invite them to join in, as he did at his remote NHS induction when Mrs. Best and her delegation arrived at his home. As Miss Weeks said, he's left a legacy without even trying. That's the spirit of the game. When no one is watching, no one's warding over him, he does not only do the right thing, but the fun, the creative, the respectful thing. With all of his enthusiasm, joy, inclusiveness, humble confidence, the Rick-rolling flashy jackets, cooking tutorials, and dad jokes, this person held us together as a school. That's the spirit of the game. We all needed what you, all three of you, and so many of you gave us. It was glue. And this year we were kind of held together with tape and glue. You led, you supported, you laughed, you organized, you competed fiercely, you hugged it out, you maximized everything. I like to say in our ultimate program that we were the public radio of sports programs. We take any contribution at any amount. And some people come to practice or two, just roster up for the state tournament, but you were a capital donor. Not just to your teams, but to your classes, your school, your whole community. You didn't just contribute. In many cases, you made it possible. We all, the whole faculty, want to thank you from the bottom of our hearts. In the words of Miss Crozier, just wow. It's such a huge honor and privilege to be the one who gets to say this. Breaking news. This special faculty award is for Trevor Savage.
Congratulations, everyone. Now we'll begin awarding diplomas to the class of 2021.
Good afternoon. I am Mark Milliken, the Dean of Faculty, and I can vouch for Maggie offering to help. She heard me practicing names in the office one day and said, "Hey, Mr. M, I'll stand behind you and tell you how to pronounce these names." So I think I have this, Maggie. We ready? They're coming up here. We good? Can I? Jim, can you back up just a little bit? Ariana Nicolette Alcacer. Chase Peter Amorosa. Carly Elizabeth Anderson. Ariana Rosalie Antonelli. Liam Eric Ashburner. Abigail Lauren Ash. Matthew Henry Avery. Avery Elizabeth Bacon in absentia. Melanie Catherine Bonifato. Matthew Stanton Barker. Cordelia Z. Barnett. Ryan Stephen Belanger. Anthony Joseph Bellabona. Jenna Nicole Benoit. Addison Sherwood Bird. Abel Benjamin Bishop. Madeline Anelia Blandini. Anna May Blizzard. Aurelia Silsby Bliss. Sedona Marguerite Bolivec in absentia. Ariel Elizabeth Bonnie. Nicholas Thomas Booth. All right, Nick. Aiden Matthew Boucher. Kaylin Erin Belanger. Theodora P. Bowden. Colby James Brown. Riley Jones Brown. Rowan Cooper Brown. Ethan John Bergard. Alexis Marie Burgess. Catherine Grace Butcher. Emerson Parent Campbell. Molly Ann Campbell. Elizabeth Sharon Cavanaugh. Ella Marie Kavicki. Trinity Morgan Chase. Josephine Mary Chinberg. Marie Chinberg. Andre Lucas Kirilla. Audrey Mercier Cisneros. Alexander James Cleary. Scott Robert Clemens Baker. Ariana Lane Collier. Adam Michael Collins. Aiden Moore Coville. Isabella Crocco. Logan Michael Croto. Dominic Paul D'Orazio. Taryn Celeste Damsel. Haley Morgan Davis. Megan Elizabeth Dean. Matthew James Demarest. Haley Wagner Deming. Brendan Michael Deptula in absentia. Julia Marie Dirksmeyer. Kate Ashton Domoleski. Sophie Neely Ducharme. Shaylee Eve Doolin. Dalen Judy Dwyer. Haley Marie Eaton. Alana Morgan Eisenberg. Spencer James Everest. Silas Graham Farwell. Ruby Elizabeth Fernald. Liam Paul Fillion. Christopher Theodore Fisher. Owen William Fleischer. Robert William Follis IV. Emily Jean Fortin. Ryan Russell Frank. Ethan Scott Frankowitz. Kyle Eldon Froning. Alana Irene Gagney in absentia. Ella Rose Gianino, I'm so sorry. Ella Rose Giannino. Maggie, I needed you. Kevin Cottrell Giordani. John Hastings Gluten Gilsdorf. Vincent LaRose Golden. Gracelyn Goodstein. Eva Claudette Garrett. Kelsey May Gilmette. Sarah Elizabeth Hackenberg. Molly Jane Haggard. Emma Sutphin Hall. Emily Ona Hamilton. Andrew James Hilliard. Aaron Jotham Hogue. Maria Elizabeth Hurwitz. Charlotte Ann Imperio. Iris Anna Engelfinger. Aiden Paul Janettos. Hannah Hyun Jung. In absentia, Matthew Wu Jin. Thomas Franklin Jones. Zachary Alexander Jones. Alice Helen Judge. Nathan Marley Jurison. William Alexander Candle. Vivian Sherburne Keegan. John Patrick Kell. Aiden Daniel Pinkham Kelly. Luke Walker Kelly. Matthew David Canner II. Canner. Lydia Jane Kurdiak. Matthew David LaLiberty.
I'm the relief pitcher. Annalise Richie Lanou. Bruce Thomas LePan. Caden Joshua Stewart Leader. Jacob Lemire. Jaden Tyler Lester. Tessa Jane Foster Lipman. Roland Wesley Locke. Jorgen Erickson Lorvig. William Foch Lovejoy. Natalie Rose Lyons. Douglas Thomas McGowan. Amanda Kate Mailhoit. Emma Louise Kamalani Molesky. Stephen Kramer Malonzo in absentia. Acadia Clara Manning. Roland Paul Marquise III. Hayden Blue Marshall. Grace Ann Matthews. Benjamin Rocco Mattioni. Jack Charles McDonough. Sadie Catherine McKenna. Braden Lucas Meady. Graham Raymond Memsheimer. Katie Lynn Mercier. Kelly Erin Merrill. Braden Elizabeth Mary. Carissa Jean Miller. Mia Marie Miller. Lydia Christine Mogridge. Alexander Emerson Moore. Patrick Emmett Moore. Molly Ann Morin. Aiden Murphy Morneau. Owen Alexander Mueller. Jennifer Marie Nadig. Jacob Meyer Nealon. Coram Robert Nichols. Andrew Barrett Nielsen. Daniel Austin Nolcamper. J. Peter Norton. Andrew Joseph O'Brien. Noah Finbar O'Hearn. Abigail Joy Oringer. Claire Elizabeth Mary Rose Paley. Lavinia Moon Palmer. Natalie Bridget Perret. Samantha Nicole Piedmont. Francesca Charlize Prindeville. Roshni Rajkumar. Wolf Aiden Ramsey. Holly Elizabeth Reed. Avery Carter Richard. William Richard Riendo II. Edgardo Gael Rivera Carrillo. Benjamin Freeman Robar. Raf Rodriguez. Carter Jameson Santon. Anna Christine Sargent. Trevor Matthew Savage. Megan Bethany Schmidt. Ryan Joseph Settley. Maria Shuba. Glenn August Slatunis. Jaden Ryan Smith. Zoe Celeste Smith. Gabriel Eric Spidell. Margaret Annalie Sperry. Lucas James Spire. Ella Linnea Stasco. Lindsay Ann Stenmark. Lydia Karana Stenmark. Hope Elizabeth Stevens. Sophie Mae Sullivan. Alden Michael Swiss. Magdalene Deborah Sylvester. Michael Joseph Szymanski. Carly Elizabeth Tessier. Sophia Rose Testa. Skylar Jordan Thompson. Christopher James Thorne. Ethan John Todd. Ellis Corbett Tonkin. Jackson Emma Townsend. Wyatt Preston Trahan. Abigail Grace Tran. Calla Grace Tucker. Tor Dahiro Tulla in absentia. Claire Marie Turnbull. Silas Richard Twickler. Eli Lawrence Venata. Callie Blair Vincent. Madla Cushman Walsh. Ethan Walker Wilson. Micah Mackenzie Wishingrad. Shiloh May Wood. Marley Catherine Yoder. Andrew John Zielinski.
I think that deserves an applause. The Oyster River community is looking upon all of you with pride and joy. No matter where your path leads you in your future, remember to continue to be your unique self and respect the uniqueness of others. I hope that you all continue to strive toward your dreams and you push yourselves toward the goals that you set. Never give up, even when it gets tough, because anything is possible. Graduation can be an emotional time for reflection, appreciation, and anticipation. So take some time today, be with those who supported you and nurtured you in your development, and into the person that you are sitting here. So we're going to do something a little different. I'm going to ask the class of 2021 to stand up right now. I'm going to ask you to turn around and face the bleachers. Face your family and your friends. And I'm going to ask the class of 2021 to move your tassel from the right to the left so that I can introduce the graduated class of 2021. And if you all can find your hats and return to your seats, we're going to begin the recessional. If you can't find your caps, we'll find them later for you. And at this time, I ask the faculty if you would like to lead the way. Thank you, Oyster River High School faculty and staff. We are here today because of all that you do with the students. If you could please rise for the recessional of the class of 2021.
Tessa.